talk about setting up virtual folders in EBSCO host library databases. Well, first of all, you're going to go to the library's homepage, and that is http://library.sbuniv.edu, and you're going to mouse over research tools and then click on articles and databases. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to view databases by name, so click on name, and one of the EBSCO databases that a lot of people are familiar with is Academic Search Premier. So click on that, and what you're going to do is you're actually going to sign in up here at the top of the page. So two options here. If you already have a library, if you already have an account through EBSCO, and this is actually independent from anything else that you use to log on to SBU resources, you can go ahead and just enter that information here. But if you've never had an account before, go ahead and click on create a new account, and what you'll do is you'll just go ahead and type in this information. Again, this is not connected to any of your other SBU email or password information, so you can create information that is specific to you. If your preferred email address is something outside of SBU, you can certainly use that. And then also you can enter a password that you will remember. But let's say that we already have an account, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and log in here. So the account we're logging in for is B. Messersmith, and that's the username. And then the password we're just going to type in here at the bottom, and we're going to click on log in. And so now the only thing different from the first search screen that we saw when we opened the library database is that it indicates that Bethany is the one logged in. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to do a search for an article, education, and we want something to do with instruction in education. This is actually a very broad search, and at this point we're not interested in narrowing the search. We're just interested in figuring out how to put items in a virtual folder. So we're going to go ahead and click on search. And what you'll notice is, let's say that this is the article we really want for, actually let's say that it's this one. We really want this article, and we want to save this to a folder. What we can do is we can click on add to folder, and there are already 3 specific folders set up. This is just a default folder, so we're going to actually save this specific article to edu 6243. Now let's say that you haven't actually set up a folder yet, so in this case you haven't actually taken that step. You would go over here to folder has items and click on folder view, and you'll notice that this is again the default folder area, but what you're going to do is you can actually select an option here on the left, click on new, and you can name a new folder if you would like to. And so let's say that you're interested in naming a new folder, let's say it's edu 2083, and you go ahead and save that information. And so we're going to save that, and now you'll notice on the left hand side we now have edu 2083. So before, someone actually had saved an article right in here in the default folder, and what we're going to do is we're going to take that, we're going to clean up the space a little bit, and we're going to move it to edu 2083. So this is a really great way with the virtual folders through EBSCO to actually organize your information and come back to it when you need it, so that you don't have to print out lots of articles. You can just save them virtually, and then every time that you want to access those articles, you will need to log in to the EBSCO database of your choosing. Any of the EBSCO databases will pull that information, and then you'll be able to view your folders. If you are not logged in though, you will not be able to view them. So just keep that in mind, that you always want to log in initially when you go into an EBSCO database, and then you'll be able to view anything that you've previously saved in a folder. One thing to keep in mind is that it's really important to just think about the fact that a lot of the folder options are typically available through EBSCO databases. There may be other databases that provide that opportunity, but the steps that we've outlined here today are specific to EBSCO databases.